It's getting to be spooky season, of course. Mid-September through mid-November, it's totally Halloween season. I know people start earlier. I'm totally cool with that too. But Morgan and I are excited to do some Halloween shopping today. We're getting ready for a big event, which is Windigo Fest in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. So we'll be there in case anyone happens to want to go. It's really a fun event for us just because it's a bit of a drive. We get to stay overnight, kind of camp out in an Airbnb, film a bunch of stuff, meet a ton of cool people. That's always the best part for me, is meeting people, because everyone is so excited to be there. Like, it's not a town where you think would be really known for horror or having that much going on, but it, like, the people that show up are so excited for it. They get so into it. There's like contests, like a costume contest, and the costumes they have put together are incredible every time. I'm so psyched to see them all the time, because there is so much work and so much love and everything that goes into making these costumes. And then one of my favorite parts is they have a parade that goes through. So everybody who's dressed up in costumes can just go and do a little lap around. We used to go around the town, and actually that's where I got set on fire, which is a story I have to tell. So when I was with Dedger on Dedger's Dark Coffin Classics, it was the horror host show I was on before Morgan and I started Hex and Arcane. I was on that show, and I was at Windigo Fest with Dedger, and he was like, for the parade, just hop on the back of my bike. And I was like, cool. And it was not a bicycle, it was a motorcycle, I should clarify. I'm sure you assumed that, actually, but it sounds, in my head, when I said bike, I was picturing bicycle, and then I was like, that would kind of be a weird visual. But anyway, so we were at Windigo Fest. I was on the back of the bike, and we were going pretty slow because, you know, it's a parade and we're going slowly, and the bike starts getting really hot. And of course, I'm oblivious to everything because I'm a super oblivious person. So I was like not putting together what was happening, and all of a sudden Dedger's coat is on fire. And then my boot's on fire. We see someone running at us before we even realized what was happening. And he was like, oh, someone's coming to attack us. But it turns out they were just trying to help very nicely because we were on fire. So we had to stop the bike. I hopped off, had to put my boot out. He had to put his long coat off fire. Then we continued on, and it was a great story to tell. But anyway, that was some of the fun we've had at Windigo Fest. They always have really fun guests. Like this year, Kane Hodder is going to be there, which I'm really excited about, because who doesn't love Kane Hodder? And it's really, the setting is really nice for me. What I really like is there's no lines for things most of the time. It's like everybody comes through and they chat with you, and like there's like, it's not like a horror convention where you're just pushing people through all the time. And because it's more about the vendors than the celebrities. There's a lot of really cool artists, jewelry, all different kinds of people, other horror hosts. Storm, Dedger's fiance or wife, is going to be there with her show, Storm Eclectic Realm, that she's just releasing. So we're going to hang out with her. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Our friends at Rat Bat Spider are playing. That's one of my favorite bands, because if anyone knows anything about me, you know that I love the Misfits so much. And Rat Bat Spider started out mostly doing Misfits cover songs, and they've since then evolved to do a lot of their original songs, and they're so good. I just jam out to them, and they actually wrote a theme song for Hex and Arcane, which we should be able to use in the show soon. So I'm excited about that. But anyway, yeah, Morgan's on her way, and we're going to do a little bit of Halloween season shopping and just hang out, see what's going on, what we can find that's cool today. Anyone have anything else going on? No? Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. That makes me feel good. I love doing the show. I love like filming for it. I love hanging out and just doing stuff. Morgan and I have a lot of fun together, just everything we do. And I think that usually comes across when we film together, is that we're just hanging out and having fun most of the time. And that's primarily what we're doing. But I also have a real passion for true crime, if that hasn't shown on the channel. I have a ton of passion for true crime. Hello, Scott. Thank you for tuning in. And the true crime stuff's just something that I started doing just because I clearly don't make myself busy enough without it. And it surprised me. I mean, it didn't surprise me because I really knew this, but how much time goes into researching, trying to find stuff out, filming it, editing it. It's just a lot of time, but it's something I really enjoy and I'm passionate about, so I want to keep doing it. I'm really into advocacy and I want to tell people's stories. And Morgan's really into that too. She's very interested in true crime and stuff as well. She's also always takes me to the cool haunted places around here. She knows all the stories for everything. Like, this girl is amazing. You're like, oh, look, there's a cool cemetery. Oh, she'll be like, oh, you know what? This, and this happened, and this is where this happened, and this rumored to be happened, and back in the day. And it's like she has so much info about everything. It's crazy. Oh, yeah, thanks, Scott. Yeah, it does take a long time sometimes, depending on how long, how much info I can find. Because there was one video, Cindy James, and I literally listened to like a 12-part like podcast on it because I'm so into that case. Like, this is stuff I would be doing regardless of if I was filming it or not. So to me, it's not really like that big a deal because I'm super into it anyway, and I would already be researching. I would already want to be, listening to the podcast, watching documentaries and all this stuff. So, and I go to sleep at night listening to podcasters like talk about true crime and murder and stuff. Like, that's how I sleep at night. It gets in my dreams. Like, there's this one true crime podcaster and I love, and she's great, but I hate the way she says documentary. And so in my dream, I'm sitting there telling her, oh my God, I think you're awesome, I think you're wonderful, but I hate the way you say documentary, and it drives me nuts. It's like something that's so rude that I would never actually tell someone in real life. But it makes me laugh when I think about it because, like I said, I'm not generally that rude, and how someone says documentary has no impact on my life at all. So, if anyone has any questions or anything you're curious about, now's the time to ask. Like I said, I'm just hanging out waiting for Morgan, so she'll be here in a minute. I did want to give a quick shout out to if anyone watched the episode, our very first episode of the show, it's not on YouTube, but our very first episode of Hex and Arcane was Horror Rises from the Tomb, in which Morgan brought home a little troll market reject, and I also used that troll market reject in a recent episode, and I just lost her, my dog. So I want to give a little shout out to my Maggie. I miss her so terribly much. So Scott, plans for today. I'm sitting here waiting for Morgan to show up because we are going to do some Halloween shopping together, see what fun hijinks we can get into. We just like to check out thrift stores, Halloween stores, anything, look at the cool decorations. I love vintage Halloween decorations, especially, even if it's like new vintage decorations. So yeah, I had to put her down, unfortunately. She was very old. But anyway, Morgan just got here. Morgan, I'm on a YouTube live. You should come say hi.
Oh gosh, I will. Okay, hold on. One moment. Let me.
I was just passing the time.
What?
Just passing the time.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'm coming.
Oh, she's here. So she's gonna pop in a sec. And also trying to collaborate with other horror hosts in the area and out of the area, just because Horror hosting is like a big community, and we love our fellow horror hosts. I really support people and what they do. Like, you guys, so much work goes into this, and it's all a labor of love. So support horror hosts, not just us, but any fine. Give them a like, give them a share, give them an encouraging word, because really that keeps it going for sure. Like, the comments that I get, besides, so anyway, I'll tell you the rudest comment that it makes me laugh to this day. So someone made a comment on an episode where I was like wearing a green screen suit and invisible. Someone made a comment like, you should do more videos where Celeste is invisible. And I was like, that is the most creative diss ever. And it made me laugh really hard. So yeah, besides those comments, oh, hey, Paul. So yeah, besides those comments, it's really encouraging to hear any nice words, any comments at all. Just knowing that people are watching it or enjoying it or anything at all just definitely keeps us going for sure. Because a lot of the time, like when we're on TV, we don't get any feedback. So it's just nice to get some. Look, it's Morgan!
Hello, we're here. I'm
Yes,
here.
We're here together.
Yes, we are. Oh my God, we are.
Ah!
You ready to go in?
So yes, we're about to go shopping for Halloween stuff, and I'm going to sign off for now, but it was fun chatting.